Go ahead, John. We'll go with you to start the questions for Coach Forbes.
Steve, glad you made it back in Winston in one piece. Um, was wondering what makes you guys such a better road team this year? I know that's going to be key as you guys try to make this tournament, but is there any one thing that maybe defines you guys of playing better on the road?
Yeah, John, I think we're a little bit older. Hunter, Efton, Cam have been through it. Trey Spillers, it's you got to be tough and resilient on the road. You got to win defensively on the road. Sometimes the shots aren't there. I think this team is just a lot better defensively as a unit. And they just have a toughness to them about no matter what's going on in the game, they believe in themselves. And it's paid off. I think we've won 6 ACC road games right now. We still got a couple more to go. And but I think that's probably the reason is, the older guys have been through it, and they're just really stepping up to the plate when it's game time on the road, especially in the second half.
And as a follow, I mean, does that maybe put you guys over the edge and over the top and get you to that tournament with these road wins?
Yeah, we got 6 road wins. We got 2 neutral wins. So we got 8 wins away from our building. It's still early for that. We haven't discussed it because we still have, I think, 5 games left in the tournament. And so our biggest thing right now is getting the double bye, in the ACC tournament. That's the most important thing for us. And so, we'll talk about those things when we get to the end.
Next question comes from Connor.
Steve, another week of asking about travel problems and concerns. Where is your team at rest wise? And how much of a adjustment was the schedule over the last 24 to 48 hours?
Well, there was a lot, Connor. We got done with the game. I think we went wheels up about 9:30 Central Time from Dallas. We tried to fly around the storm through the south. Where our original plan was to go to Montgomery, Alabama. We had to refuel and then come home. But by the time we got into Louisiana, it was rough. I've been in some rough situations on airplanes, but that one would be right there, top 3. And so the pilot made the decision to land in Lafayette, Louisiana, probably about 11:30 Central Time. And those of you that know Frank Davis, he's an absolute superstar. We got 40 plus people off the plane, stood on the tarmac. He got 2 hotels, transportation. We took about 10 Ubers to 2 different hotels. We bunked down. The next morning we got up or yesterday and ate, left at 1. And we got back we had to land in Greensboro. We got back here about 5:30. I was going to give them today, or I was going to actually go today a little bit, but yesterday was not a day off for them. So we took today off. We'll practice Tuesday. We'll take Wednesday off, and then, go into our normal scout mode on Thursday, Friday to play NC State on Saturday. I've seen the movie St. Elmo's Fire when I was growing up in the 80s. I actually saw what St. Elmo's Fire is in real time. I don't want to see it again. I can promise you that.
What is your balance of maybe being thankful that you don't have a Tuesday or Wednesday game this week, but also wanting to keep the momentum rolling after a big road win?
I mean, I really sometimes these bye weeks come at a bad time. I think it's coming at a great time for us. It gives Hunter rest. It gives, Cameron more time to be ready to play on Saturday. Efton, the guys that are playing a lot of minutes. It gives Omaha more time to give, in game shape. And so we've always kind of handled these very well. And so I actually look forward to it. Having some time off for them to not only rest, but we went to California last weekend. We went to Texas this past weekend. It also gives them a chance to get caught up academically. We didn't miss class for the Texas trip, but we missed a ton of class for the California trip. So it also gives them a chance to catch up in the classroom.
Next, we have Cam.
Steve, second half has kind of been you guys' name and fame this year. You guys are winning second half by about an average of 5 points. Has it been reinforcement of what you guys have been scouting? Is it just adjustments of what you guys are seeing? What's been kind of the reasoning for like the second half explosions?
I think it's first of all, last year, I think we had 10 road games and we were ahead at halftime 9 times and then didn't finish. So it was part of that is just overcoming that. I think it's a combination of all the things you just said. We're better defensively. They're good at making adjustments. We change some things at halftime sometimes, even during timeouts, and they're good at that. Some teams aren't. For instance, Saturday, I think we went from about the 12-15 mark of the second half to about 9 minutes where they didn't score. They made some free throws, but we went to the zone, and it really it helped us. It cut down dribble penetration. It lengthened the possessions and shortened the game for us. And I thought it really helped us. And so I think it's just a combination of a lot of those things that you just said. The players really are the ones making the plays. And again, it goes back to resiliency and mental toughness, and this team has it.
Following up on that, you mentioned you guys went to the zone there. How much of that is because you were missing a perimeter defender like the Cam Hildreth, and how much of that was just it was kind of the right thing to do with that situation?
Probably both. I mean, Cameron is one of the best players in our league. He's having an all-league type of year. If you look at his numbers in league play, I don't look at overall stats anymore. I know because I think your conference stats are really who you are. And, if you look at his stats, he's 10th in the league in scoring. He's 10th in the league in field goal percentage. He's shooting 50% from three. He just hasn't made enough attempts. He's 13th in the league in free throws at 83%, 11th in the league in steals. He's our best defender. So it was hard not to have him. I thought that we were getting beat off the dribble a little bit. I could see a situation where we might be getting in some fouls and then them getting to the rim. They had a hard time. I got a stat here. So we only gave up 11 shots at the rim, and that was huge. And I think a lot of that had to do with the zone. It got them to where they had to make a lot of passes to get a shot, and I thought it really helped us.
Back to John Dale.
Can you talk a little about Parker? Is he a guy that you have to get in his ear to get him confidence, or does he have it?
He has it. After Christmas, I sat down with him and, I said, "What can I do to help you? I'll do anything to help you." And he said, "No, it's me. I've got to play my way out of it." And, in the press conference Saturday, and you've heard me say this many times, I think one of the greatest things about basketball is you get what you deserve, you get what you put into it. And Parker is a guy that puts a lot into it, not just in practice, but on his own. And so, I was so happy for him. And he, scored 19 points. It was a big factor in the game. And I think half of his hometown was there. So it was a great feeling for him and his family and his friends and our team. Our team believes in him. They're looking for him, and he made some big time shots. And, we hope that moving forward that, he continues that, and I don't see why he wouldn't.
All right, we'll go back to Connor O'Neill.
Steve, just to get some clerical information. What's Cam's injury and what's the process like to get him back for Saturday?
Yeah, Cam on Thursday was fighting a staph infection in his foot and a contusion. He didn't practice Thursday, he didn't practice Friday. He did not shoot around in pregame practice. He tried to warm up and go, but he just couldn't. The x-rays were negative. And so it's just day to day now. I would be surprised if he doesn't play on Saturday. Again, I think this week will really help him. I thought he was awesome on the bench. He was unbelievable, like in the timeouts, encouraging his teammates. He just really was a great leader during the game. And so I haven't seen him, today. We got back late yesterday. We're not doing anything today. I talked to the trainer this morning about it, and I'd be surprised if he's not ready to go on Saturday.
pencil him in as a future coach once he's finished with his playing career, it sounds like.
Well, his dad's a coach. It's in his blood. He would be really good. I think he's got a pretty long career ahead of him playing, professionally for as long as he wants to play. But I haven't really ever asked him that. But I could see him definitely being a really, really good coach.
Any other questions for Coach Forbes? All right, go ahead, Cam.
Steve, I guess since we're getting the injuries out of the way, Omaha only played a couple minutes on Saturday. Was that more of just coaching decision, or is there something to be worried about there?
No, he's fine. It's just coaching decision, and it's nothing against him. We just had a good group in there. We were flowing good defensively, offensively. We were moving the ball. We had 33 possessions where we passed the ball more than 3 times, and we scored it at, I think, 1.32. And so we just had a good flow going, good group. And so I think this week will help him too, just, getting more time on the court, conditioning, understanding, what we're doing as far as offense and defense. But there's no issues there right now, with him with his injury right now.
All right. It looks like we have no more questions for you, Coach. We really appreciate the time and get some rest.
That's the plan. Well, I had to watch Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary last night, so I had to stay up a little bit later. And on the flight, I was so engrossed in the mayor of Kingstown that I didn't know what was going on. Then we went sideways, and I decided to turn off my damn computer and figure out what the hell was going on in the air.
Yeah, time for some rest. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. All right. Next.